Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Duchess of Sussex will no longer attend the Natural History Museums of Los Angeles County's Night of Wonder Gala, originally scheduled for Saturday after the event was postponed amid growing unrest in the city. Meghan had been set to receive special recognition for her advocacy work supporting women and underserved communities. The museum's president and director, Dr. Bettison-Varga, said in a statement that Los Angeles needs us to channel our energy towards supporting our neighbours and demonstrating the values that make our city and county strong. She added, "Our responsibility during challenging times is clear, to serve as a community resource focused on healing and unity, not celebration." The decision to postpone the gala was made jointly by the museum's board of trustees, leadership and event partners, who, according to an official release, unanimously agreed that delaying the event was the most appropriate response to the current situation on the ground. Although the gala will be rescheduled, the museum will continue its day-to-day operations and educational programs. The gala, Night of Wonder, was intended to celebrate the museum's mission and honour Meghan, whose work through initiatives like her As Ever brand and the Archwell Foundation reflect the museum's focus on equity and community impact. Meghan, a native of Los Angeles, had been due to speak at the event alongside other leaders in the philanthropic and cultural space. This is not the first time Meghan has adjusted her public schedule out of concern for California's well-being. Earlier this year, she delayed the release of her Netflix series With Love, Meghan, due to the widespread wildfires across the state. The latest cancellation comes as tensions remain high in Los Angeles following protests over recent immigration and customs enforcement raids. The postponement also means we lose the narrative of Meghan's event conflicting with Trooping the Colour, which from a podcasting standpoint is a disappointment. Lost in Twerkgate was a theory behind the reasoning behind why Harry might have wanted to change his family name to Spencer. According to The Guardian, Prince Harry and Meghan endured nearly 6 months of waiting for their passports to be issued, a delay they reportedly suspect was linked to their children's royal titles. The couple are said to have believed that the inclusion of HRH and the surname Sussex on the applications may have led to internal obstruction. Archie, born in May 2019, was initially styled using the Mountbatten-Windsor surname, but after the royal rift and the couple's subsequent relocation to California, the question of identity, name, status and entitlement has become a more complex affair. The normal wait time for a UK passport is roughly 3 weeks, yet after 3 months of waiting, Harry and Meghan reportedly tried to expedite the process using a 24-hour service, only to have the appointment cancelled at the last minute due to what officials described as a systems failure. It is understood that lawyers for the couple then issued a formal letter threatening a data subject access request, an action that could have revealed communications or internal reasoning behind the apparent stall. The passports were ultimately granted. Meghan has previously spoken publicly about the complexities of her surname, including in her conversation with Mindy Kaling for her Netflix series, highlighting how the naming conventions of her family have taken on new resonance since leaving royal life. As ever with the Sussexes, what might have once been a routine bureaucratic procedure has become yet another chapter in the evolving and at times deeply fraught relationship between the Crown and the couple once dubbed its brightest hope. It's a shame they don't know anyone who maybe could have helped. Fun fact, when travelling overseas, Harry's father does not require a British passport. As a British passport is issued in the name of His Majesty, it is unnecessary for the King to possess one. Sir Sadiq Khan has officially received his knighthood from King Charles, who, according to the London Mayor, apologised for taking so long to bestow the honour. The ceremony took place at Windsor Castle on Tuesday, with Sir Sadiq saying he was very chuffed that he managed to personally give me this honour. The knighthood recognises Khan's service as the capital's mayor since 2016, growing up on a council estate in Tooting. "I never imagined I'd one day receive this great honour while serving as mayor." Khan later wrote on social media, "It's a truly humbling moment for myself and my family." Sir Sadiq says he hopes the honour inspires others to believe in the opportunities for our great capital office. He also noted that it was a proud day for his family, especially his mother, who was present for the ceremony and had been emotional since it was announced. More palace in just a moment. So many stories were overshadowed by Twerkgate, including a moving and impassioned engagement ahead of the International Day for the Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict, where the Duchess of Edinburgh had issued a powerful plea to society: we must do better. Sophie delivered her remarks during a visit to the Imperial War Museum in London on Wednesday, where she toured Unsilenced: Sexual Violence in Conflict, the UK's first major exhibition dedicated to this harrowing yet under-discussed subject. The exhibition traces the use of sexual violence as a weapon of war from the First World War to present-day conflicts and features first-hand testimonies, artifacts, and deeply distressing imagery, including drawings by Sudanese children who witnessed atrocities committed against their own families. As she moved through the displays with curator Helen Upcraft, Sophie was visibly taken aback by the revelation that the RAF only banned so-called nose art, the painting of scantily clad women on fighter aircraft, as recently as 2007. Surprising, she said, lifting an eyebrow in visible disapproval. She was also visibly affected by artwork from young Sudanese children, including one drawing depicting a soldier turning away in shame from the actions of a comrade. "It's so vivid," she gasped. During her visit, the Duchess was reassured by staff that survivors' voices had been integral to shaping the exhibition. "This is about them," she said. "Their voice matters." At one particularly sobering display, which described women forced to exchange sex for rations to feed their families, she remarked, "It's a way of some people staying alive." Justice, she acknowledged, remains elusive. "It's a tiny, tiny scratch on the surface," she said, "of efforts to prosecute perpetrators. Where do you start? Do you prosecute a country, a leader? Of course this does happen, but it's important to recognize this at the highest level." Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams points out that this is the kind of work that Meghan could have been leading had she stayed within the family. Fitzwilliams tells the Mail, "Meghan is struggling to be an influencer. Sophie has influence in ways that really matter, which Meghan could have been. Meghan has always boasted about how she promotes feminism. Yet contrast the occasional speech she makes in comfortable surroundings with the remarkable work of Sophie, who actually visits areas of the world such as Sudan and Chad, which have been devastated by war, and attempts to comfort the women who are the victims of rape and exploitation." Unsilenced: Sexual Violence in Conflict is open at the Imperial War Museum through November 2nd. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice. Leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue.